First, I had to measure how deep those pegs needed to be by holding my PVC pipe up to the prop I was trying to display. Greetings, fellow makers! Welcome down to the shop. I'm Bill, and today we are going to be mounting some props on the wall, and I've got a little help from my friend April. You might know her as
Viking Lass!
Why are we here today, April?
Because I am building an arsenal at home and I need a place to mount my guns, and I'm not talking about these sweet guns, I'm talking about these.
Yeah, so April came over today and we built a gun rack, and we're going to show you all about it. In fact, April's going to tell you how she did it.
Yeah, I finally had enough guns to necessitate a rack. So we used a flexible ruler to figure out the shape we'll need to hold our guns. And then that ruler was traced onto cardstock to make a template. We used that template to mark the gun rack shape onto some wood. We taped two pieces of wood together so that we could cut both rack sides at the same time. Then we carefully cut the rack shapes using a bandsaw, but you could also use a jig saw, whichever you please. The bandsaw was cut a little rough, so we cleaned it up on a spindle sander and a belt sander. You can also do this cleanup work with a sanding bit on a Dremel. To support the gun rack sides, we cut out a middle piece from the same wood. We added screw holes to this middle piece for hanging the rack. The rack sides could now be pried apart so we could test our fit of our guns. Urgh. We could now finally assemble the rack.
Yay!
Whee! All the parts were then clamped together. We gave them the clamps. Then we drilled holes and screwed the sides onto the middle piece. With the rack assembled, we could finally give it a quick sanding and then paint it a lovely shade of brown. Aww.
So pretty.
Once that was dry, we could finally mount it to the wall with some anchor screws. Yarr! Ta-da!
All done.
Done! Dunzo.
Very good. That took maybe like half an hour to knock out, especially if you have all the right tools for it. It's a pretty easy project and a really great way to display some of your props. But wait, there's more. I'm going to show you another way, because even earlier today, I made some other mounts for a bunch of my props that I put up on the wall in my office. I wanted a way to display my props where you barely saw the ways that it was held up. So instead of having a giant rack, I made some really short pegs. And this is all stuff that I got from the hardware store. So here we go. Like I said, all of these parts are from the hardware store. I've got some thin pipe. This is about 3/8 of an inch thick. I got some screw or thread protectors that go over the end of them. These were green. I wanted them to be black, so I just colored them with a Sharpie marker. And then I got some anchors, more of those screws, those anchor wall screw thingies, and I got to work. First, I had to measure how deep those pegs needed to be by holding my PVC pipe up to the prop I was trying to display. Then I could cut it to length, and that was basically all the work. That's all I had to do. I just cut a couple of pegs for each gun or prop that I wanted, and then I could get to assembling them. First, I would hold the prop up on the wall and draw a dot using a marker in each place where I needed a peg. Then I could drill a hole for the anchor and push the plastic anchor pieces into the wall. These hold the screws into the drywall nice and securely. Then I could slide the wall mounting screw through my PVC pipe into the wall anchor and secure it with a drill. The last thing to do would be to cover that exposed screw head with that thread protector I talked about earlier. This gives it a nice clean look. Finally, with my pegs all installed, I could put my prop on the wall, proudly displaying it for the world to see. Yay! I did this for all of my props in my office so that I can have a wonderful display on the wall of my mini arsenal. So there you go, guys. A couple of really great ways to display your props up on the wall. I especially like those little pegs, and now instead of my props lying about everywhere, I can put them on the wall where they will be safe.
From cat mouths.
Yes, from cats and cat hair. And actually, Ender likes to chew on my Protoss pylon for some reason because he's a jerk. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. April, thanks for hanging out and playing in the shop.
Thanks for allowing me to make a gun rack.
That's right. Where can the fine folks find you on the internet?
Twitter, I'm Viking_Lass. You can just go to aprilnest.com for all your April Nest needs. It has links to my Etsy shop. It's got my Twitter and all those fun things.
Yes, and definitely go check out April's live stream over on Twitch, where you do art streams all the time.
Yes, I'm a creative streamer. I like to draw art, and I love having you guys come hang out and work on your own things with me.
Yeah, and you'll probably be adorning that gun rack later, right?
Yeah, I'll be definitely streaming that when I work on that one. That'll be a lot of fun.
Very cool. All right, well, thanks again for watching, everybody. Go mount your props.
Props.
And remember
To use protection.
remember to measure twice and try not to hurt yourself.
It doesn't matter if it's anyone else, though.
All right. Pretty sure we nailed it.